What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we back with another video. Road to 1,000 subscribers, of course. The first part of this video corrupted, so we're doing it again. And there's so many titles I could have came up with for this video. OG Anunoby, hero, game winner, the Knicks' largest finals comeback in NBA history, and what I'm probably going to go with. And the New York Knicks are one game away from winning the NBA finals after being down 29, and basically all of their fans in the arena, really, they went all completely silent, with the Spurs completely dominating in the first half. They couldn't miss. They were perfect, I'm pretty sure. It felt like. And obviously their water shut off in the second half, and the Knicks ended up fighting back to win this game, in which Jalen Brunson completely took over the second half in the fourth quarter, finally having his good game of the postseason. He had 36 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. OG Anunoby, 33, 4, and 1. And we have to talk about the elephant in the room, and we're talking about the San Antonio Spurs, because there's going to be a lot of Knicks propaganda for how they just came back down 29, and there's not going to be a lot of, or there probably is going to be a lot of shitting on the Spurs for choking this 29-point lead, the largest lead in NBA history. And now there is going to be conversations about that, because Wemby completely got his water shut off. 44 minutes, 24 points, 13 rebounds, but basically all of those came in the first half. In the second half, the water was completely shut off. He wasn't allowed to do anything, and he really struggled in the third and fourth quarter. I saw a stat where he was 2 for 13. That just cannot happen. And obviously, I felt like the whole team was playing perfect. And then the second half, everything just flipped. In the fourth quarter, when the Knicks made their run down 15, it didn't look good. And then they went back up 20, and the Knicks fought back again. And they kept trying to climb back, and it felt like the Spurs were making timely shots. Until, that is, the Knicks went on a 10-0 run and fought all the way back to get this win. And obviously, when we're looking at the Spurs stats, Devin Vassell, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. De'Aaron Fox, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Dylan Harper off the bench, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And just not really a good look for the San Antonio Spurs. And when we're talking about the New York Knicks and how they accomplished this comeback, they came out with a run. They came out with a starting 5, or not even their starting 5. They came out with a lineup of Jalen Brunson, Jose Alvarado, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, and Karl Anthony Towns after being in foul trouble the whole entire game. My bad if y'all hearing background noise. This wasn't in the first part, but they always decide to do this when I record. So when you're looking at, obviously, that Knicks lineup, you look at the playmaking that was on the floor with Jalen Brunson, because obviously Jalen Brunson was going to get forced into double teams, which it really looked comfortable, and obviously there was turnovers made off those double teams, but Jose Alvarado even had some timely shots to get the Knicks going. And Jose finished with 8 points and 3 for 4 from the field, and stepping up in his 16 minutes of play, with Mikal Bridges pretty much looking unplayable at some points of this game. Karl Anthony Towns, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 4 or 5 from the field. He did his movement, he did his time, and he did, obviously, I don't even know what I'm saying right now, because basically the game just ended in this, I don't know if y'all hear this sound. Hopefully I get it to get out the video. But when you look at Cat tonight, first couple minutes, 2 fouls, 1 week holding foul, 1, I guess, foul on Devin Vassell. So when you look at what this game was, you look at a game where New York was completely expected to bow down, lose this game, go back into San Antonio 2-2, and they ended up fighting back. And now you have to look at game 5, and you're 1 win away from the NBA Finals, and you want to close it out, and you don't want to give any more momentum, because tonight really looked like a momentum game for the Spurs before the second half of this game. But when let's talk positive, because I felt like there wasn't enough positivity in that first part. And obviously for the Knicks side of things, the way they played in the first half, abysmal. It just looked like they weren't making their free throws. It looked like they weren't even engaged on the defensive end at all. And on offense, they were just bricking shots. And obviously, rev ball from the Spurs did not help at all. So obviously, you got one team which the Spurs were playing generational defense in the first half. Obviously, we got to give them credit where it's due. But in the second half, that all foiling away. And obviously, for the Knicks, this has to be a full confidence boost. And the crowd going crazy. You couldn't drop both games in New York. It really looked like you was going to do that. I'm pretty sure people on their screens was getting tired. I got my friend calling me saying, hold on, this game might be over. Second half, they make a run, and you're like, okay, this is manageable. Fourth quarter, he's fully confident in the win. You know, my dad talking about fourth quarter Knicks when they was down 30, and now obviously coming back an hour later, and the score being 106 to 107. If you would have told a person or a random person, a basketball fan, that when the Knicks were down 30, that the Spurs were going to choke the game and obviously have the largest finals deficit or comeback in NBA history, I wouldn't have believed you. Nobody would have believed you. I'm sitting there in the second quarter actually, I'm saying this shit is over, and obviously the Knicks ended up proving me wrong, and I thought I was going to have to come on this bitch and say I was completely wrong. The Spurs are completely back in this series, and it really looked like the Spurs were in the Knicks' head, and then that all went away in the second half, and I can't stop saying it because it's really unbelievable what I just watched. It makes it really seem like the NBA is fucking scripted, because what a game. What a series. I feel like these games have been close every single game. And if you would call, obviously, a couple mistakes from obviously both teams, one of these teams could have ended the series by now. It could have been a sweep. That's what's so great about NBA basketball. And now we look forward to game 5, in a game where the Knicks had the chance to close it out, and the Spurs wants to bounce back and battle back from a disappointing and devastating loss, because either way, for both sides, it showed the Knicks showing heart, and then the Spurs trying to not foil the lead. It looked like the Spurs just ran out of gas, and that's crazy to say for a young team, and that's crazy to say for obviously this Spurs team that has looked phenomenal this season, phenomenal these playoffs. And I know some people were going to use the young team excuse, but we weren't going to do that young team excuse when they were up 30, so we can't make that excuse now. And now you look at the Spurs team, and you look at what they did in the first half and what they did in the second half, and I feel like it's more about what the Knicks did in the second half more than what the Spurs didn't do in the second half, if that makes sense to you, because I didn't feel like the Spurs stopped playing basketball. I felt like the Knicks started to make shots, and they actually started to play real defense on the Spurs, because in the first half it looked like the Spurs were just having their way. Like I was about to come on this video. Like, what? That's what happened tonight. And gratefully, I got a good game, because before the series started, I said, I don't care how many games it ends. I just hope it comes down to being close games. And obviously, we got what we wanted. And now, or probably Knicks fans and Spurs fans for their high blood pressure and all that, their stress levels, you probably didn't want close games, but potentially, this has a chance of being over in 5 games. And now we have to see what happens in game 5. But what a game. What a series, actually. And I don't think I'm talking enough about OG Anunoby in this video, because I felt like I talked about OG in the part that corrupted, but OG might be finals MVP. We were talking about Brunson, we was talking about Cat, but OG Anunoby has been consistent throughout these finals, and we have to talk about him being the hero of tonight, because tonight he obviously finished with 33. Game 3, he had 28. Game 2, he had 17. Game 1, he had 17. He's been the only consistent present force for the New York Knicks during this 3-1 lead over the San Antonio Spurs. And I can't believe I am saying that the New York Knicks are one win away from winning the NBA Finals. But y'all let me know how y'all felt about this great game. And y'all let me know who y'all have in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Subscribe. What's good, y'all? If y'all made it to the end of this video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And my last video is on your screen, and the channel icon's on your screen too. So click one of them if you want to continue watching my videos. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. It helps the algorithm push me out. And I appreciate y'all for watching this video nonetheless.